Here's the brutal truth nobody tells you when you're dreaming about starting your own business. Most aspiring entrepreneurs never actually start. And it's not because they lack good ideas. It's not because they don't have the skills. And it's definitely not because they're lazy. The real dream killer? The paralysis that comes from trying to plan the perfect business. I see this all the time. Someone gets excited about a business idea, they start researching, creating business plans, perfecting their product in their head. Months turn into years. The market changes, competitors emerge, and that perfect plan they've been working on, it never sees the light of day. They're stuck in the perfectionist's paradox. The more they plan, the more problems they discover, and the more overwhelmed they become. What if I told you that everything you've been taught about starting a business is backwards? What if the secret to entrepreneurial success isn't more planning, but less? Today, I'm breaking down insights from Michael Masterson's game-changing book, Ready, Fire, Aim. And I'm going to show you why taking imperfect action beats perfect planning every single time. This is Lay, and you're listening to Insights from Bullish Books. Let's start by talking about why traditional business wisdom is actually killing your dreams. You've heard it 1,000 times. Research extensively. Write a detailed business plan, secure funding, perfect your product, then launch when everything is just right. Sounds logical, right? Here's the problem. This approach is entrepreneurial quicksand. Think about it. The more you research, the more variables you discover. While you're planning, market conditions are changing. While you're perfecting, competitors are emerging. While you're preparing, opportunities are disappearing. And here's the kicker. No business plan survives contact with real customers. Your assumptions about what people want, they're probably wrong. Your timeline, unrealistic. Your financial projections, pure fantasy. So what's the alternative? It's this counterintuitive approach called fire before aim. Now, before you think I'm suggesting reckless abandonment, hear me out. This isn't about being careless. It's about taking calculated action with incomplete information, then adjusting based on real market feedback instead of theoretical assumptions. It's about recognizing that action creates clarity faster than thought ever will. Here's why this matters so much. Understanding business development as distinct phases changes everything. Most entrepreneurs fail because they're applying the wrong strategies to the wrong stage. It's like using a Ferrari repair manual on a bicycle. The tools don't match the machine. Let me walk you through the 4 growth phases every business must navigate. Phase 1 is proving your concept, taking you from 0 to $1 million in revenue. Your core challenge here? Demonstrating that people will actually pay for what you're offering. Your primary focus? Customer acquisition and basic sales processes. You're not building a perfect business in this phase. You're proving a viable one exists. Phase 2 is scaling your systems from 1 million to 10 million in revenue. Now your challenge is creating multiple revenue streams without losing focus. Your primary focus shifts to product development and marketing innovation. And here's where speed becomes absolutely crucial. The faster you can test and launch new offerings, the quicker you'll find your next breakthrough. Phase 3 is building your infrastructure, 10 million to 50 million in revenue. Your challenge? Maintaining quality and culture while growing rapidly. Now you're focused on team building and process optimization. This is where you separate entrepreneurs from business leaders. You must learn to grow through others rather than personal effort. And finally, phase 4 is optimizing your assets at 50 million plus. Your challenge is balancing growth with long-term value creation. You're thinking like an investor now, not just an operator. You're focused on strategic positioning and wealth preservation. Now here's a fascinating insight that Masterson shares. While revenue provides a useful framework, the number of people in your organization often better predicts the specific challenges you'll face. This comes from communication research showing that group dynamics fundamentally change at predictable intervals. Think about it this way. When you're just you plus up to 7 key people, everyone knows your vision intuitively because they work directly with you. But when you hit 8 to 50 team members, you need different communication systems. 50 to 350 requires even more sophisticated approaches. And beyond 350, you're in completely different territory. Understanding these transition points helps you anticipate challenges before they become crises. But here's where most entrepreneurs completely miss the boat. They try to learn everything simultaneously. They're studying advanced leadership while they still haven't made their first sale. They're reading about organizational design when they don't even have customers yet. This is a massive mistake. Each business phase demands specific capabilities, and focusing on the wrong skills wastes precious time and energy. In phase 1, you need exactly 2 things: the ability to consistently acquire customers and the ability to deliver what you promise. That's it. Everything else is distraction. Don't waste time on sophisticated marketing automation, detailed financial projections, or elaborate organizational charts. Focus obsessively on finding your customer acquisition sweet spot. That's the combination of target market, product offering, pricing, and sales approach that consistently generates revenue. Let me share a story that perfectly illustrates this. Early in his career, Michael Masterson was managing a newsletter company with solid content and loyal subscribers, but growth had stagnated. His mentor delivered advice that fundamentally shifted his perspective. He said, "When you arrive each morning, I don't want you thinking about product improvements or operational details. There will be time for that later. Right now, I want you wondering about yesterday's sales numbers and today's customer acquisition activities." This contradicts most business school thinking, but it's absolutely crucial for early phase success. Why does customer acquisition trump everything else? Because you can have the best product in the world, the most efficient operations, the happiest team, but without customers, you have nothing. Revenue is the oxygen your business needs to survive. Your customer acquisition sweet spot is the optimal combination of 4 elements. Where will you find your ideal customers? What will you offer them first? How will you price this offering? And how will you persuade them to buy? Here's the crucial insight. You need to optimize all 4 elements, not just some of them. Your customer acquisition strategy is like a combination lock. You need all the numbers right to open the door to success. Once you've achieved consistent sales and proven your core concept, everything changes. Phase 2 is where good businesses become great businesses, and where most entrepreneurs either accelerate dramatically or plateau indefinitely. The fundamental shift: you must transform from a single product company into a product development engine. This requires mastering 2 interconnected skills: innovation and velocity. And here's the formula that will blow your mind. Growth equals innovation times speed squared. Your growth rate equals your innovation capability multiplied by your execution velocity squared. What does this mean practically? Doubling your innovation efforts might double your growth, but doubling your execution speed can quadruple it. Speed matters exponentially more than most entrepreneurs realize. This brings us back to the revolutionary ready, fire, aim strategy. This concept runs completely counter to traditional business wisdom, but it's perhaps the most powerful strategy for second stage growth. Let me break down what this actually means. Getting ready doesn't mean months of planning. It means answering 7 essential questions. Do I have a good idea? Does it feel like it will work? Are my sales targets realistic? Can I afford to test the idea? Do I know the basic tasks that need to be done? Do I have the people who can do them? And do I have a plan B if this doesn't work? Once you can answer yes to these questions, you fire. You launch a good enough version quickly. Why? Because the perfectionism problem is real. Entrepreneurs often spend months or years perfecting products that the market ultimately rejects. They're aiming at a target they can't clearly see. And there's the procrastination problem. Fear of imperfection leads to endless delays. Just one more feature, just one more test, just one more revision. Meanwhile, your idea is losing its potency. Every day you delay launch, your idea loses some of its original brilliance. Market conditions change, the competitive landscape shifts, your team's enthusiasm wanes. But when you fire before you aim perfectly, every day in the market provides new data to make your product better. You're improving based on reality rather than assumptions. That's incremental improvement versus incremental degradation. Once your product is in the market, then you can aim with precision because you have real data. You know which features customers actually value, which marketing messages generate the best response, what improvements would increase satisfaction and retention, what pricing optimizations could improve profitability. You're not guessing anymore. You're responding to real market feedback. Now, as businesses grow into phase 3 and 4, you face entirely different challenges. You're dealing with team building, organizational structure, preventing bureaucracy, and politics from killing your culture. You're thinking about your business as a strategic asset rather than just a cash-generating machine. But here's the thing. You can't even get to these challenges if you never start. And that's what Ready, Fire, Aim is all about. Getting you started. So let's bring this all together. Building a business from zero to massive success isn't about working harder. It's about working smarter at each stage of development. Every stage has its own rules, priorities, and required skills. If you're in stage 1, selling dominates everything. Focus obsessively on your customer acquisition strategy. Test small, scale what works, eliminate what doesn't. If you're in stage 2, innovation and speed create breakthrough growth. Embrace the Ready, Fire, Aim methodology. Launch faster, learn quicker, improve constantly. And as you grow beyond that, you're building systems, developing people, and ultimately thinking like a wealth builder rather than just a business operator. But here's the final truth about entrepreneurial freedom that I want you to really absorb. The dream you have, working when you want, where you want, with whom you want, it's not just possible. It's inevitable if you follow this blueprint. But true freedom isn't about working less. It's about working on what matters most to you. When you build a business that aligns with your interests and values, when you surround yourself with exceptional people, when you're creating value for customers and wealth for stakeholders, work stops feeling like work. The path isn't easy, but it's predictable. Each stage builds on the previous one, creating momentum that becomes virtually unstoppable. Your journey starts with a single crucial decision. Will you commit to taking imperfect action right now? Will you stop waiting for the perfect plan and start learning from real market feedback? Because everything else, the freedom, the wealth, the impact, it all flows from that fundamental choice. The roadmap is clear. The principles are proven. The only question remaining is, are you ready to fire? If you want to dive deeper into these business growth strategies and discover more insights that can transform your entrepreneurial journey, head over to bullishbooks.com. You'll find the full article with even more details, frameworks, and examples at bullishbooks.com/firebeforeaim, why perfect planning kills entrepreneurial dreams. That's where I break down all 4 phases in complete detail. And if you found this valuable, do me a favor. Subscribe to this channel, hit that like button, and share this with another entrepreneur who needs to hear this message. Because the world needs more people taking bold action and building businesses that matter. Until next time, this is Lei. Stop planning, start firing, and I'll see you in the next episode.